Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to today's unseen video. We got so much to go through. We're going to get straight into it. Here we've got Giulia leaving Stardom in a few weeks. She's then going to join a new promotion, Ross's new promotion. She's going to be there for a few months and then she's expected to come to WWE. So a lot of excitement around Giulia. If you don't know Giulia, oh man, she's going to be a big star. When she comes to WWE, she has got an amazing look, amazing in-ring ability. On the mic, I think she's going to be fine as well. I think she can speak English, so I think she'll be fine on the mic. But, I mean, that's not held Asuka back, for example. So, yeah, so much excitement around her. She is on the way. She is coming to WWE. We just got to wait a while. Oh, I love this moment. Let's see if we can... look at this. So there he is, look, walking along. Boom! There's Kayla. He has a full-blown heart attack. Even Solo is concerned about him. And look at the face on Kayla Braxton. She does reply to this moment later on. Cody was at Smackdown. He wasn't on the show, but he was one of the dart matches. Here you can see him just signing the belts and signing some prints. He said, we sold out too quickly last show here at the FedEx. I'm loading up for tonight. So Cody signing all of these things. Just amazing. Awesome. If I was a youngster, not even a youngster, if I was just me and I went to a show and I could get a signed Cody print, I don't know how much they are. I think they normally do them for like 50. But that's a nice memento, isn't it? That's pretty cool to have on your wall. So or the belt, but I think the belt's like 200 or so. It's not cheap. It's not cheap, but pretty special item, isn't it? So very cool. Oh, I love this. Sean Ross Sapp said this camera shot lasted forever. Lol. It did. So you had Jimmy being all moody down the camera and they did him dirty, man. They just kept that camera on him for just that little bit too long. So it became a bit, it wasn't quite full blown awkward, but I must admit I was sat there going, cut off him now. Cut off him now. Cut off him. Whoa, looking all moody. I felt sorry for him, man, and so did Sean. Sportskey to Wrestling said, dig in these new camera shots. Look great, don't they? We do keep introducing these different camera angles, and it really is adding to the show. Crispy Wrestling said, new Dakota gear alert. Love it. Yeah, I agree. Looks really good on her. I always say that I think the best wrestling gear is the simple wrestling gear. This isn't that. It's got a lot going on, but this does work for her. So really like it. And I really like this as well. Again, Crispy Wrestling all over this. Just saying, WWE dropped a top 5 most played superstars on 2K24. Cody Rhodes on top with Jey Uso 3rd. I love this. Hate the ratings that they put on screen. I really loathe them because they don't mean anything. That's just someone that's made up a load of numbers, right? It's useless. But this is interesting. This is the top 5 most played superstars on the game. So this is the kind of data we just don't see. But WWE get this kind of data and it, it probably helps them with their booking. But here you can see, look, Cody number 1, Roman number 2, Jey Uso number 3. That's big for him. Randy Orton at 4, Seth Rollins at 5. Here's Kayla's reaction, a bit of bombastic side-eye. Bit of a smirk as well. As she and WWE on Fox are laughing at the fact that Paul Heyman almost didn't make it to the Hall of Fame. Right, this is interesting. So, obviously, we're going to look at the Rock segment separately. But this person says, look, the Rock's promo was delivered as a pure face. Loving the fans, loving the city, wanting to have fun and being happy. Anyone else and the people would be losing their minds. I'm in love with what The Rock has done so far. Tonight, other than the music, was rough. Ooh. Sam said, look, you couldn't be more wrong. He started having fun and then went full a-hole. I do agree with that. I mean, he did go full a-hole because he was telling Cody, like, and talking to Cody's mom, and basically saying that he was going to embarrass Cody in front of his mom, and like, there's not really anything two-faced about that. So I do agree, he did go full a-hole. Mean guy, said Sam. Clearly showing himself as being phony in the beginning. I'm not sure I agree with that bit. I don't think he was phony. I mean, he said that he loved Memphis and he never really backtracked on that. He said that he loved the people. He never really laid into the people there. So I don't think he was phony. I think there is a genuine connection with Memphis and the people. And that seemed to be all throughout the segment. But no, it was quite clear that he was going to lay into Cody in this segment and Seth and send a message to Cody's mom. And that's exactly what he did. So for the records, I really like Sam Roberts. I've got a cool little story actually about Sam. Well, I think it's cool about Sam Roberts. When I first started or was starting out, the channel got like quite successful quite quickly because of toy hunts. And there was a list that did the rounds showing the biggest wrestling YouTube channels. And we were, I can't remember if we were just ahead of Sam Roberts or if we were just behind, but we were basically neck and neck. And I remember someone saying, like, dude, you're as big as Sam Roberts, or you're a bit bigger than Sam Roberts. This was ranked by views. And I was like, oh, well, you know, Sam's really cool, and it's just great to be in that kind of, you know, bracket, in that conversation. Sam responded to that message with just a simple congrats, dude. Like, just, he was lovely. Just like, congrats, keep up the, you know, the good work type situation. So that's always stuck with me. That was years and years and years ago, and that's always stuck with me. He came across as a lovely guy. So I got a lot of time for Sam Roberts. I really like him. Right here, this is so awesome, says Lal Prime. New Zealand's Dakota Kai is main event in Smackdown tonight. The first time in WWE history that a New Zealand-born wrestler will main event a WWE weekly show. New Zealand is proud. Probably could have chose a better screenshot, but it'll do. Julian Weeks said, I've heard that Angelo Dawkins Mom has passed. My heart goes out to him and his family. Damn, man, my heart breaks for him. Do you know, I haven't heard this. I don't know if he's put a message up. We should probably have a look, shouldn't we? I was going to say, should we wait till we get to the end of this folder, or shall we have a look now? Here's Angelo Dawkins. 11 hours ago. Sports. 5 hours ago. He tweets about sport all the time, man. All the time. Honestly, my feed is just full of different sports things, so he hasn't put anything up about that by the looks of it. Yeah, he hasn't put anything up about that by the looks of it, so I haven't got that confirmed. So we'll have to look at that after. I think we did that one, didn't we? I think we put it in twice. This, oh my god, it is so good. This is 2 minutes of perfection. This is absolutely brilliant. I've got it written down here, right? Look at all this. This is my notes from this. So basically he says, I know you're not afraid of me, Bobby. It doesn't bother me. I like that. I don't like wasted energy. He says, did you hear what Montez Ford had to say? He says, I'm delusional. Don't you teach your soldiers self-awareness? The whole world thinks he's living in denial. And in this day and age, when you accuse someone of being delusional, when they're blowing the whistle and telling the truth, the public don't fall for that. I do have one regret for what I said last week. I didn't mean no disrespect to Dawkins. I think he misunderstood. A lot of us are rooting for Dawkins. He's the guy that takes all the heat and bullets so that Montez can fly. How long is it going to take Dawkins to see the big picture? The money is in him and B-Fab versus Montez and... I didn't even have to say her name, did I? Pride comes before a fall. Good luck, Bobby. It's a brilliant... So, he's causing dissension within that group. He's kind of laying some little foundation there for trying to split the Street Profits apart. And he's saying, when is Dawkins going to see that B-Fab and him against Montez and, of course, Bianca, that's where the money is. Anyone could have been with Dawkins. He could have made anyone look good. Everyone thinks that Montez is the breakout star, but he's basically only the breakout star because Dawkins does all the work. And he could have chose anyone. Oh, God, it's so good. It's so good. It's so good. So I really enjoyed this. And his delivery is so good as well. I wish this had made it onto SmackDown. It would have been a highlight. So if you get a chance to look at this, I really recommend it. Nick Aldis is about to lock Logan Paul up into a triple threat. So Crispy predicted it before it happens. So I added this in as the show was going on, and that's exactly where this went. So we got a few matches made. Look, WWE Wrestlemania, Uso versus Uso, Blood versus Blood, Brother versus Brother, Jay against Jimmy. We got the triple threat, Kevin Owens, Randy, Logan, triple threat. And of course, LA Knight against AJ Styles. And I really thought that Ray versus Santos was going to be added, but it wasn't. That has been made for SmackDown next week. We got a little backstage promo here with Santos Escobar. I was going to play it, but I'm very aware of the time. He basically says, Ray, you shouldn't have come back. I gave you an out. You just don't want me to see me become the emperor of Lucha Libre. And, you know, I'll make you pay type situation. So it's only 40 seconds long. It's not very long. He just basically says, you shouldn't have come back. This is interesting. Look, Fightful reporting Sami and Gunther contract signing is going to take place on Raw. Contract signing coming up on Raw. Sean Ross Sapp also added that tonight was the highest grossing WWE event in Memphis history. I don't know that they said that on the show. They might have done. Yeah, look at this. We'll play this. Bayley hit her head real hard. People on the stream were saying she might have had concussion. Thankfully, it doesn't seem like she does. So here, look, there is EO. Boom! I don't know if you saw the way that she came down. Will this scrub through? I don't know if it will. Oh, let's see if we can play it. No, it's dead. Well, as she came down, she hit hard, man. She hit hard. Will it play there? No, it's still dead. Look at this, like the Xbox, the circle of death that used to be on the Xbox. It's dead. Look at this Trinidad flag guy as well in the front row. This guy, man, that is the true leader of the WWE Universe. Trinidad flag guy in the front row. Your move, green shirt guy. Yeah, your move. So, yeah, people worried about Bayley, but thankfully she does a promo after. She seems to be fine. Austin Theory did a little backstage thing where he was talking to Grayson Waller, and he was basically saying, what do you mean what happens? The stunner, I was dizzy, but then the RKO, I keep getting hit with these RKOs. So what did I think? Maybe I was a little dizzy. I thought I could, like, jump out of it. But it didn't work, and Grayson's like, look, you got to try these things, like, you can't be down on trying these things. So a fun little exchange as these two were talking about what happened at the end of Grayson Waller and Randy Orton match. This was afterwards, so Tyler, shout out to you, thank you. The two dart matches, Rhea versus Shayna versus Natalya for the women's world title, there you go, and Cody versus Drew in a Memphis street fight, Cody against Drew. So those were the two dart matches. Tyler, thank you, my friends. Here, there's no sound on this. This is them walking back after what happened. Look at the smile on Bayley's face. She knows that she's not alone. So you can see she's still holding her head there, though. But, and I think it's just after that she cuts a promo, which we do have. Mia Yim is hopeful that a win for the Good Brothers will help AJ revert to his old self. So basically, Byron talks to Michin and said, I just saw you coming out of AJ Styles' locker room. Can you tell me what happened, please? And she went, yeah, I'll tell you what happens. This. And she stays silent. She says nothing. I tried to talk to him. He wouldn't talk to me. I was like a ghost in that room, so I got out of there. She says, like, I'm hoping that the Good Brothers will win, and that win is going to bring us all back together. I mean, clearly, that's not going to happen. But, yeah, I don't know what's next for Michin, but definitely feels like we need a refresh, a restart. I wouldn't mind if she was still with the Good Brothers, but I don't see a win for them bringing AJ back into the fold. Bayley vows to take out Damage Control. Let's play this.
If you're gonna film me, why don't we send a little something to Damage Control if they think they can call themselves Damage Control without the person that brought them into this building, without the person that brought them into the WWE. They wouldn't be here without Bayley. Let me remind them, I don't care if the fans cheer for me, if they're booing me, who likes me, who hates me, because the facts are the facts, and this is the truth, that Dakota would not be standing here if it wasn't for me. Io Sky would not be standing here as the WWE Women's Champion if it wasn't for me. And I promise I keep my word when I say that I'm going to take out Damage Control one by one. And that's exactly what I'm going to do till I get to WrestleMania. And I take that title from you, Rio.
There we go. Some words from Bayley. There was a gorilla sign in the background, which I just think's cool. That's obviously the way to the gorilla position. And a picture of a gorilla was on it. And yeah, Bayley just sending a very clear message then. She's going to take out every member of Damage Control as she heads towards WrestleMania, where she will take that title. And she was still holding her head, but yeah, it looks like, you know, looks like there's no concussion or anything like that. This is the bigger concern. Bad news, y'all. Asuka might have been injured. She was limping quite a bit. 4-second clip. Let's play it. Ooh, doesn't look good, does it? Does not look good, does it? Doesn't look good. Haven't heard any news on that. I think I saw that Asuka was starting to trend. So I think a few people have noticed this. It was actually mentioned during our watch-along. Obviously, I haven't had a chance yet to go back and see if there's any other footage of Asuka after this. But if memory serves me correct, they all just sort of stand in the middle of the ring. So I don't know. I don't know if we've got an update on that yet. But obviously, we'll see what the next 24 hours holds. So that was WWE, but we've got a lot in this rock folder. So this from Wrestle Purists. While the belief in WWE is that WrestleMania 40 is not The Rock's last match, there is no date for another match, and it depends on his movie schedule. Although with the nature of his WWE contract, he could also move dates around for a pay-per-view show, now known as a premium live event. That courtesy of Wrestling Observer Newsletter. WrestleOps with this, that in fact we can whoosh this in because it is quite long. WWE is planning to push Cody as a Philadelphia-style Rocky underdog. There is a script for Reigns versus Rhodes promotional video to build up to WrestleMania, which tied Rhodes into Philadelphia, with the concept being here in Philadelphia, we know the American dream, and we know the American nightmare. We know good times and hard times, and that being an underdog isn't something to be feared. It's something to be embraced. One person got a script for a VO and noted that Rhodes is going to be pushed as a Philadelphia-style Rocky underdog. Makes sense, doesn't it? Obviously, that's where Rocky is from. Makes sense. Teal Rhodes, this is Cody's sister, said toxic masculinity is just like the Attitude Era. So over, it's giving washed. So she was not a fan of what The Rock had to say. This was The Rock arriving for a sold-out SmackDown. He's kicking off the show right now. I don't know if I've seen this clip, actually. It's 20-odd seconds long. Does he say anything? Is that his boss? I haven't seen this. He's making his way in. That's it. That's that's how amazing The Rock is. 26 minutes. 20 minutes? Thank God it wasn't minutes. Seconds of just him walking. And that is good enough to put on social media in 2024. And to get 3,000 likes. And 141,000 views. This guy could do anything and people would watch. Crispy Wrestling said they've combined the Hollywood Rock theme and the current Rock theme. It's pretty cool. And he has that line about the fanny pack, which Sportskeeda Wrestling enjoyed. Sean Rossap has managed to get some of these verses. Cackling and dancing, so I'm guessing this is about Seth. Cackling and dancing is all that you do. No wonder that your wife is more popular than you. You're so desperate to make them cheer, but The Rock is going to make your title disappear. You're simply an embarrassment, son. Just like Ja Morant when he's waving a gun. Now, I don't know who Ja Morant is. I think I've subsequently learnt he's a basketball player. But, yeah, he actually reacts to this. They did him dirty there, man, by putting his picture up and everything. The Rock enjoyed that, though. Dusty's youngest son was just what he feared. He tried to raise him right, but he turned out too weird. That's when Dusty said, with total frustration, that drugs and cheap condoms was a bad combination. I know it keeps Cody awake to know he wasn't planned, and he was a mistake. You're also entitled, obnoxious and brash. Some of you have sex, but you have to pay cash. Your hero's gonna bleed and need some stitches. So whine about that, you crybaby. There's some lines you just don't cross. So you can all kiss the ass of the final boss. Do you know, when you read some of this out, it's not Shakespeare. You know? It's not Shakespeare. I don't know how long it took them to put some of these. I mean, some of the stuff in here is good. I do like the cheap condoms, bad combination stuff. I don't know who this dude is, but it got people talking. The wife's more popular than you. That line's been used so many times. Some of you have sex, but you have to pay cash. Don't mind that. You can kiss the ass of the final boss. He likes to call himself the final boss now, doesn't he? Jackie Redmond said, I am obsessed with every second of this. Iconic. When can we expect it to be available to stream? Well, I would not be impressed with that if I was Cody. The Rock is going to come and lay the smacketh down on your blonde Cody ass and your best friend, the clown. I'm going to whip your ass and break that back. Or maybe I'll just beat you with my fanny pack. That's not bad. That's not bad. The crowd started chanting, whoop that Trick. And Trick Williams responded, shout out to Memphis. If you know, you know. So the Trick Williams effect. Whoop that Trick. Whoop. That he's so over, man. So over. Jamman said, if The Rock is the final boss, then Roman Reigns is just a stepping stone now? Question mark. Cody's gotta win the title to get to the final boss, right? It's a really good point when you think about it. If that's the final boss, then what is Roman? So Chanman's saying, well, Cody's going to have to beat Roman to then get to the final boss. Ric Flair loved it. Wrestle Talk. Just putting this out. Look, my friend The Rock, you are the most entertaining MFer in the entire history of the wrestling business, and I've seen them all, including myself, but I pale in comparison. I'm so thankful for our friendship and respect. God bless you. You are the effing man. Woo! I tell you what, that is. If you're The Rock, you are buzzing about that. I mean, I know they go all the way back and everything, but that is still one hell of a compliment to receive. Dijak said, LMAO, bro really said he's going to go full Maui on the man's mother. Ha ha ha. He did, didn't he, with that line at the end when he did that Moana song line. Yeah, it had some really good moments. So here, look, Fade said a female fan apparently flashed the camera during the Rock segment, so they had to black out the screen. Let's see if we can put that down. He looks, yeah, look, that's the last. That is the last thing. Someone definitely flashed. That is the last image we get of The Rock. You can't. That is definitely a man who is seeing some boobs in that moment. Look at that. Look at that face right there. Brilliant. And then what's next? Black screen. Come on. Definitely. Black screen for a long time as well. Why did we have a black screen for so long? I don't think we did in the UK, you know. Long black screen. What the hell? It's like 10 How long was she flashing? How many boobs has she got? Look at this. It's from 3 seconds to 17-second black screen. Dude, she must have got the lady garden out as well. No way. Oh, he saw. He saw. He definitely saw. I like this from Fade, though. Look, hashtag small business. Let's go. We don't know. Triple H's thoughts. Tough call. So there is The Rock doing his little sing-song. There's Sasha doing hers. I don't know if you ever saw the Sasha one when she did a little... I think she had a ukulele over in Japan, and she did a little song. She tried to get like all the press to join in. They weren't joining in. It's a fun little segment if you get to watch Sasha Mercedes over in Japan at a press conference doing a little song. Oof. Here is Ja Morant responding. So, love that. So, Ja Morant responding to The Rock. So, we've done WWE, we've done The Rock. Let's go to AEW, shall we? So, Mercedes reportedly rubbed a lot of people the wrong way when she said before her debut that she'll be going back to WWE one day. So apparently there was people in AEW that were really not impressed with those comments. Just a picture here of Naomi, Tamina, and Bayley in their disguises. Obviously, we've seen the footage of that over the past unseens. Harlan said WWE shop has to have these coming soon. Yeah, man. I need a Bayley disguise from WWE shop. Brilliant. DDP's recent IG post said, Julian. So Diamond Dallas Page, will they meet again? Question mark. So MJF, Cody. Now normally I wouldn't pay attention to this, right? Normally this isn't something I would really care about, but I don't think we've got it here. I think it's in the other folder that MJF is not on the AEW roster on the website. I know that we just had all that with Brock and it wasn't true, but I've checked myself about the MJF one and he isn't listed. So he seemingly has been removed. And now Diamond Dallas Page is putting this random tweet out. So I don't know that there's anything happening there. I think that MJF has signed another long-term contract with AEW. So I don't know if this is AEW trying to create a bit of buzz for the company and start another kind of rumor about what's happening with MJF type situation. But something's going on there, so worth just keeping an eye on. And I like this. Look, that guy said this tweet is just too funny. AEW blog said Tony Khan bought the New Japan DLC. It's true, man. Look, Shibata, Ibushi, Jay White, Will Ospreay, Okada. He's basically brought the New Japan DLC in real life. I mean, he's only like a Naito and maybe a Takahashi missing. So, yeah, very good. Very good. Right, let's go to NXT. Just a couple of bits in here. So, Fightful were told that it was Booker being Booker regarding CM Punk rumors. There was frustration from people backstage at NXT over this story, considering Punk's history, as he has been great with NXT talent. Remember yesterday, I was like, I am not buying what Booker said. Turns out a lot of people aren't buying what Booker said, and people think it's just Booker being Booker, and they're actually frustrated because no one heard anything about any issue between Booker and CM Punk. And here, look, Booker said people are making an issue out of a 40-second clip from a 2-hour show. The dispute between CM Punk could have been over a banana in catering, ha ha ha. Y'all are making much to do about nothing. I really think he's done this to get the buzz about his podcast. I really think he's trying to get people sharing this clip so that you know he has a podcast. I think that's why he's done it. Maybe there was a little something, but as he said here himself, could have been over a banana in catering. I mean, I doubt it, but you're making much do about nothing. So, yeah, I must admit, this is not a surprise to me. And Sean just saying the same. And then I thought this was interesting. Look, the Reaper of NXT. That's what Vic Joseph called him. Coming to collect, says Sean Spears. That's a good-looking image, that. That's a good-looking image. The Reaper of NXT. Maybe there is something to this. I haven't really been taken by Sean Spears since he returned. But, I don't know, this look with the mask and the Reaper name. There's something there. There's something there. Let's have a look at Bayley, shall we? Damage control getting covered even when the basketball is on. So, yeah, this was a folder I set up earlier today because apparently when the basketball was on, they used this footage to promote that Smackdown was coming up next on Fox. So we had damage control there. So that's all that was in that folder. Well, getting through these, aren't we? Let's have a look at merch. So, popping into the ring now, Fanatics exclusive Hogan and Warrior 2-pack. More exclusives coming soon. Don't forget, if you do want to go on to WWE Shop or Euro Shop, there are links in all the videos. And actually, on Euroshop, if you use the code DAYS15, then you can save 15%. There are some items excluded. I believe they're sale items. But, yeah, DAYS15. That sadly doesn't work on WWE Shop. I did hear back, and they said at the moment they're just looking to really promote Euroshop. So, no go on that one. But we'll keep chipping away. We'll see where we can get to with it. Oh, there was another one, wasn't there? And that's that 360. Happy 316 day. That is today. So happy 316 day. It says tomorrow, but it's today. And they've got lots of stuff up there as well for celebrating 316 day. Let's go on fun then. See what we've got in here. We've got a few bits. I love that. Same vibes. Same, but if you told me that that girl grew up to be Rhea, I would totally be believing it. You can see the similarity. So, love that. Yeah, look at this. This is Javier Bernal. Joe Gacy said, look at little Javier Bernal.
7th grader Randy Beidelshees has spent his entire school career at Nicaea, all on scholarship.
My favorite subject would be history, because our teacher just gets into the lesson and he tells the truth. He doesn't pick one side or the other. He tells the truth, and I like that.
And the truth, 7th...
Our history teacher tells the truth, and I like that. And obviously he's seen Tate and Paxley. They're in a relationship. Tate and Paxley responded, he tells the truth, and I like that. It's a bit dirty, isn't it, to have a go at him when he's young here. But that's Javier Bernal. There he is as well. Look, I don't know where all this stuff is coming from. This was only from, like, I think I read 2010. I mean, that ain't that long ago. Or at least in my mind, it ain't that long ago. But there we go. Look at him there. Annual private school directory. Ooh, so there we go. Yeah, look at this. Alex Bloomfield said, why has this not been spoken about? Look at this. Boom. Basketball. Boom. Boom. Apparently you have to take your shirt off if you're going to German suplex someone. But they play on a mat. Look. Yeah, right. Shirt off. Yeah. German suplex time. Round the back he goes. Oh, he doesn't do a very good job with that one. And I don't know what that dude was coming in to try and do, but it's mental, innit? The rule where you've got to take your shirt off before you do the German suplex is pretty mental to me. But off comes the shirt into a German suplex. So the rule is it's basketball, but you must be able to hit a German suplex as long as you take your shirt off. Who came up with this? How is this a thing? How do we not know about this being a thing? So, yeah, man, that is random. I like random. Yeah, and I don't know if you heard, but Better Wrestling Experience, Boozer, also known as Boozer666, deleted their accounts. So Casual LA Night Enjoyer tagging me in Mansour, who said, well, cat's out the bag. Yes, I was Boozer666. Leaking stuff was just a fun little way to relieve stress at first, but it snowballed out of control, and I had to stop for my mental health. It took a tremendous toll on my... Now, a lot of people didn't finish this because at the end he goes, lol, joke, my Arabic isn't that good, LMAO. So he was only joking. But a lot of people didn't get that far and thought he was actually admitting that he had been Better Wrestling Experience, that he had been Boozer666. But he was just joking. This sign wins for tonight. Yeah, people love that. I love that. It's a brilliant sign. Lol. Brilliant. Look at this. I thought this looked familiar. Finally figured out the inspiration behind Rollins' wardrobe. Very good. I believe she's a golden girl, isn't she? So there we go. Look at that. Amazing. Amazing. So we've done that. There's only one more folder to go. How much is in this? A fair bit by the looks of it. But we should be able to get... Oh my God, loads. There we go. We can get through this. Boozer666. Something went wrong. Try again. Deleted. James, thank you. Looks like we won't be seeing Brock anytime soon, if ever. WWE source claims there was no movement to bring Brock Lesnar back as a performer. We did say this. You know, I don't like to be that we told you so, but people were saying he was removed from the roster. We couldn't find any evidence of that, and actually now we've got evidence of the opposite, so he was never removed from the WWE roster. Then there was this that came out about some movement, which was interesting. That came out, that was a whole separate thing, but if you actually watched it, there wasn't any more to it than that. And now it turns out that there's been no movement about bringing him back. So right now, this is the latest information, right? As far as we know, until this court case and whatever's happening with this legal stuff is sorted out, I do not expect to see Brock Lesnar returning. This is amazing. I got tagged in this so many times. Remember, we saw this the other day for Cody, and we said they should do a Bray one. They've done a Bray one. Now, we're not going to take the dub for that, right? This is all down to Cody Rhodes, guy, who has just, I think, done a few, actually. I did see an Alexa Bliss one as well. But I want to play you this, because this is the one I was hoping that they would do, and they did it. And it's every bit as good as I thought it would be. So this is the Bray Wyatt one.
Harris, and I'm from Brooksville, Florida.
Gonna turn that sound down a little bit. Here he is, and in his NXT. Look at that. This is so good. They honestly could do like these for all the superstars. And hopefully they would get... Look at this. Oh, God, it's so good. Just going through all the different... It's such a clever idea. Sometimes the most clever ideas are the simple ones. And this is not an easy thing to do. Look at the work that's gone into this. You've got to respect the amount of work. But they can just do this again and again and again and again for all the different... Like an Undertaker one. Do Undertaker next. Cody Rhodes guy, do Undertaker next. Although this was goated. This was every bit as good as I thought it was going to be. Look at that as well. Do you know what, right? I'm going to pause that there. This is like now we look at this as Bray in his, sadly, his final form, right? We didn't know that at the time. But this, man, this never got enough love. This never got enough love. So many people were down on that pitch black match. This creation, whatever this was, because I don't think this was The Fiend. So whatever this creation was going to be, whatever this thing was, like, man, this is sick. This is sick. And even in this form, it's sick as well. I mean, The Fiend is amazing, right? That, to me, is even better. I think this is better. Everything about this is terrifying. He's bigger. He was bigger at this point. He was bigger. There's no costume or padding or anything. This is all. He'd really bulked up by this point. And all that kind of neon, and it just felt otherworldly. It was amazing. It was amazing. So, yeah, we had that. And then that was him in his thing. And brilliant. Just brilliant. So, Demirius, thank you. Yeah, look at this. Ultranick said a bold prediction. MJF appears on the Raw after WrestleMania. MJF removed from the AEW roster. We spoke about this earlier. Worth keeping an eye on. Sean Ross Sapp said, in a big development, Fightful is told that multiple WWE talent are scheduled to compete at Josh Barnett's Bloodsport next month. And we got our first announcement. OMFG. Holy shiz. So James, very excited at the news that Shayna Baszler is now going to go and compete on Bloodsport GCW. We haven't been seeing this, but obviously the days of Vince McMahon are behind us. So now we're seeing WWE work with TNA, what with Jordan Grace being in the Rumble, and now we're seeing Shayna Baszler go to GCW. So very exciting. And apparently there should be more announcements as we get closer to this event. This event is on April 4th, Thursday, April 4th. Dijak said, someone translate this for me. Am I wrestling Dean Ambrose on Raw Underground? So, Luigi Wrestling's, I don't know what this says either, but it says WWE GCW. I think they're basically saying I would love to see Dijak against Jon Moxley, right? As now we're doing WWE GCW. And Dijak's like, someone translate this for me. Am I wrestling Dean Ambrose on Raw Underground? So good. There may be additional announcements coming with other WWE talent working for GCW during WrestleMania XL week. That from PW Insider. Shayna Baszler said, you people merely adopted Bloodsport. I was born into it, molded by it. From Billy Robinson, the gene seed of the War Master himself. Blood for the blood god. Hashtag limb by limb. Ah, so good. And look at this presentation of her in black and white with the brick background, whatever. We should so be presenting Shayna Baszler better on WWE. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this as well. This is a killer promo. Billy Robinson mention. Let's go. Right? The gene seed of the War Master himself. Of course, Josh Barnett is the War Master. So she's saying, I was taught by, you know, the guy that taught Josh Barnett. I was taught by the guy, basically, Billy Robinson. Blood for the blood god. Ah, so good. Yeah, look, Brandy got a new car, like a Hummer. Big vehicle. Big ass truck, she says. Made it electric. Mama's latest whip. And there's their daughter sat in the front seat. Cody just responded, she ain't driving anytime soon. She's the sweetest. So just a nice little interaction here with Brandy Rhodes, Cody Rhodes. Just a little glimpse into their family life. Oh, I like this. I thought you might find this interesting, so I thought I'd include it. So here, look. The Undertaker recently said that today's WWE wrestlers do not take his advice and that he would like to see less Cirque du Soleil wrestling with little emphasis on storytelling. It's funny because those are the criticisms usually leveled against AEW. Good point, right? Dave Meltzer said... And actually, I want to get the full quote here because this is the kind of tweet I find really interesting. For all my faults, this is the kind of stuff I enjoy. So Meltzer responded by saying, every generation says this about the next. It's the circle of life. For every Terry Funk who evolves, there are 50 Luthez and Carl Gotches who talk about how fake Harley Race's style was. Farmer Burns, who was around in like the late 1800s, yeah, trained Frank Gotch, said that about Strangler Lewis, who was around in like the 20s, 30s. I'm hoping the younger guys today can learn from this and not be like that when they are 55. Do you know what? The reason I find this interesting is because, well, the Farmer Burns one in particular, I don't know that Farmer Burns said that about Strangler Lewis. So I hope that's not Dave, you know, putting a little bit of artistic flair on it, like this person said it about this generation, this person said it about this. I hope there is some evidence of that somewhere, and I'm sure there is. But yeah, I just find it interesting. If that's true, Undertaker being critical of this generation, and Dave Meltzer saying that goes all the way back to the late 1800s, Farmer Burns saying it about Strangler Lewis. That's just a really interesting fact. It's kind of like we're performing the same script, like just again and again and again. Perhaps all of this happened before in the 1800s, and we're just going through it again, you know? Perhaps that's what life is, just this never-ending cycle. Trippy, innit? Trippy. All of that from Farmer Burns, eh? Right, Jade Cargill showing off her new look. Look at her hair. Are those bangs? I think they're bangs. Don't know. She looks great. Looks like a mushroom. And I like mushrooms. Becky Lynch said, there is no one's opinion I hold in higher regard than Seth Rollins. It took me a long time before I let him read my book, and he liked it. So I asked him for a blurb because he's honest and I'm shameless. Effortlessly authentic, poignant without ever trying too hard, and a little rough around the edges. That's my lovely wife, and it's also her lovely book. I am so proud and so inspired. Between being a full-time WWE superstar, a full-time mother, and a GOAT life partner, my one and only somehow casually found the bandwidth to pen a perfect memoir, because of course she did. That's great, isn't it? Do you know, I included this whilst we were doing our live stream, and I never got a chance to read it, and I'm so glad I did, because that is really fun. Yeah, Darby Allin has broken his foot from his match on Wednesday. Everest now is going to have to wait, so he can't climb Everest now. AEW's Darby Allin breaks foot in wrestling match just a week before Everest. Looks like he did a nasty job, man. It looks like at least two in there broke. So, oof. So, yeah, I mean, can't climb Everest. I mean, it's hard to climb Everest anyway, but to do it with a broken foot, it's going to have to wait. I said in the stream, though, probably for the best. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm not sure how I feel about him doing that. You know, I don't want to see anything happen to him. But, you know, he came out and said, I might not survive this. Well, here you go. Have another year, because you've broke your foot now. Natalia said, I've been sometimes lucky. I've been in there with talented pros. I've been fiercely determined, and I've been absolutely blessed to find something in life that I truly love. All the road is worth it when the destination is between those ropes. I'm built to effing last. Sean said he was just looking at Cage Match and going back 20 years, I can't find a time Natalia has ever been out the ring for like 3 months in a row. That is unreal. That is unreal. Going back 20 years, he can't find a period of more than 3 months that she's missed for injury or whatever, or just a break. I mean, granted, you can have a good break with a month or whatever, but, you know, that's pretty impressive in all fairness, so... yeah, amazing. Edward, thank you for this. Edward tagged me in some odds. I think, was it yesterday on Unseen, we saw that Cody is minus 700. So here, look, Seth is plus 350, Drew minus 600. So at the moment, new champion. Rhea is minus 400, Becky is plus 250. That means Rhea is expected to retain. In the women's match, EO plus 550. Bayley minus 1250. That seems huge. Way wider than I expected. So, yeah, Bayley minus 1250. And the Intercontinental Championship match, Gunther minus 300. Sami plus 200. Quite close there. Certainly closer than the others. I agree with all of those. I think, I don't know about Seth Drew. I really don't know about that. But I agree with Rhea. I agree with Bayley. I agree with Gunther. So we've only got these ones, but I'll have to have a look, see if I can find the others. And certainly now we've had a load of other matches announced. We'll have to look for those also. Dawkins, we spoke about that. And this is the last one. So Mitchell, tagging me in this. It was confirmed to us yesterday, Wrestling News. Was this from Wrestling News? Swoosh it in. Oh, no, this was Dave Meltzer. It was confirmed to us yesterday that with the exception of Leah Maivia, all members of the 2024 Hall of Fame class have been announced. Regarding rumours of Bray Wyatt, obviously he was on the list at one point, but it's not planned, or at least wasn't as of yesterday. The impression I was given is that he will be put in soon. That is from Dave Meltzer. So, yeah, I mean, look, these are the responses. He's going to go in with his father and his father's brother-in-law. Don't believe Bray won't be in this year. I understand the fact that he has passed on and his dad is going in. Mike is long overdue. Bray in no way had a Hall of Fame career. Ooh, Steve. He was a great entertainer and talker, but as far as a wrestler, he was not a legend. Steve. Matthew said, Meltzer's been firing blanks. Sorry to hear that. On his reports since The Rock returned, Bray's going in, says Matthew. He's not a Hall of Famer when they did it for Eddie. He already had a Hall of Fame worthy career. Hang on. He's not a Hall of Famer when they did it for Eddie. He had... Are they saying he's not a Hall of Famer? Not good. I would rather be him. He go in next year. I would imagine since they typically only have one inductee who passed away, and this class will have Muhammad Ali and Leah Maivia, they'll probably hold off on Bray, and his dad and uncle will do a tribute of sorts. I get the idea of putting him in this year, but it would have overshadowed his dad and his uncle. They wouldn't care. Remember the leaked list? It's been spot on so far. They've got everyone correct except Bray for now. That is true. That is true. This is the weakest class they've had in a while. Ooh, Paul Heyman. Bull Nakano. Muhammad Ali. When guys like Ivan Koloff are still not in, I can't justify Bray going. Do you know what? What I'm going to say is this was actually a bit more negative than I thought it was going to be. But I think it's because, you know, Wrestling Observer... and Wrestling News, this is probably your hardcore of the hardcore. This isn't your Bray fan base that's responding to this. So he definitely deserves to go in. I don't know if he goes in. I think he does. I would imagine this is one they're going to want to keep as a surprise, you know? And a moment where when they announce it, it's like a shock. But just be aware that there is word out there that maybe everyone's gone in that's going to go in. But there is that list doing the rounds that we looked at on Unseen that said that Bray was still going to be inducted. So there we go. Wow, quite a bit of stuff in there. I hope you enjoyed this episode. A big thank you to everyone that's watched this whole thing. It was a lot of information in there, a lot of promos, a lot of stuff. But yeah, really enjoyed it, and I hope you did as well. Thanks a lot for watching. Appreciate the support as always. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.